Say thank you very much. I know for myself personally and for each and every one of the folks who are up here joining me, that we're really honored to be asked even to come up here and have the opportunity to try to represent you guys. This team is all about service. Each and every one of us has dedicated a significant portion of our time here at IESE to looking for ways to give back to the community that we've taken so much from. And you guys are the inspiration for that, as our friends, as our compatriots, as our fellow students. We've taken that inspiration throughout the 19 months that we've been together. And I just want to introduce you to my team quickly here and give you a little bit of idea of what we would like to be able to do for you in the years coming. So to introduce the team, we've got Christy Garcia from North America. We've got Kartikeya Mehrotara from India. He's going to be covering Southeast Asia and Asia Pacific as well. Melina Ayoshi from Brazil and Latin America. Alvaro Aguilo from Spain, covering UK and Western Europe as well. Shihori Okamoto from Japan for Central, Eastern, and Far Eastern Asia. Guillermo Torres from Spain, Western Europe, and Mideast and Africa. And Philip Radowski from Germany, Northeastern Europe. He couldn't be with us today. And I'm Daniel. I'm running for class president. So. When you think about each one of us, these things that come to mind. These are just a small sample of the things that we've organized, that we've worked on, the clubs that we've participated, the things that we've tried to do individually and with others to try to make sure that your experience here has been really successful. Those are the types of things that we want to continue to do moving forward.
I'll take over. So this weekend I had the opportunity to crash the IESE graduation, and when I was there it hit me, this is going to be us in less than 2 months. So, our goal is to stay connected. We want to keep connected, keep the bonds that we formed here, the ones, that Carl was talking about before, absolutely. So first thing, we've talked to the Alumni Association. I met with Wim last weekend, and I've had the opportunity to do so throughout the year as student council rep. So the school already organizes a global reunion every year, MBA reunion every 2 years, and then our class reunion every 5 years. But we want to go beyond that, make sure that we're still connecting on the local level. So that's what this team here is doing, and we also have a bunch of supporters that have volunteered, like Bruce, to keep us in contact and make sure to plan events, whether it be a lecture, whether it just be drinks with, comrades, or also just, any other event we can do. Annual meetings with our region, but besides that, we also have our Facebook page, which some of you may have seen already, the 2014, to keep everybody on the same page of what's going on. And then, we try to kind of rope Dom into continuing the newsletter. He's committed. So every few months, right now you may not appreciate that much, but in a few months, a year or so, you want to hear what Yvonne was saying. You want to hear when someone's gotten that CEO job or someone you can reach out to. So we think it's really important to keep connected, and that's something we can definitely do. Motivate everyone to come to reunions and, stay in touch. Pass it over to Karti.
Hello everyone. Thank you, Yvonne, for stressing on the importance of networking. We do believe networking is important, but we also believe that I think keeping connections are much more important. Connections speak for much more. These connections are the exact same connections that mature exponentially over drinks over Thursday nights, so many times over the past year. These are the exact same connections that make your calls when you don't know the right proper Spanish. And these are the exact same connections that ignore your terrible TPD skills and still work hard on that team project to get you that goal. We want to really stress on those connections, and we think that 19 months they give you a lifetime of those great connections. And we think that the best way to take those connections forward is to be involved with those connections. And here's how we think and how we want everyone of this class of 2014 to be connected. We have the alumni community and the worldwide chapters and different geographical groups. And Christy, Daniel, they have the whole team of 2014. They have amazing connections with the IESE community, with the IESE school, with the alumni people. We want you to get to us, and we want you to tell us every single thing you need, every single advice you may have, every single suggestion that you may have, and we will get to the right people and get to the right resources to make it sure that it happens. Secondly, and probably the most importantly, as of now, is the career services. We've spoken to Javier Munoz over lengthy periods of time. Christy and Daniel have been in constant touch with him over the past year, and we've realized that we made sure that we won't stop working unless every one of us gets a job. And then I think it's more important right now for the people who already have jobs to take it upon themselves to extend their own resources and their own networks for the other people as well, so that they get jobs. And we want to make sure that happens. Thirdly, the advisory committee for the professional groups. This is one initiative that we are proposing, and what we want is that presidents and from the current year, from the past, they will be officially involved with the professional groups of IESE going forward, so that our experiences and our learnings from this year can be translated to those people and they can have a better experience. So this is another great way in which all of us can stay involved professionally in those clubs. And apart from that, we were speaking to Javier Munoz in great detail, and he told us that once we graduate, we will have a lot of FT surveys that come to us, and we have a lot of career feedback that come to us. We want to make sure that each and every one of us gives our true opinion and our true feedback, true suggestion to those initiatives, so that the real value of the IESE and the real experience that we've had so far can be transmitted to the whole world, and we can make a better name for IESE as well. Of course, there will be a lot of great consulting things that we can do. We can have a lot of initiatives, but I think the most important thing is to just be very approachable, and that's exactly what we want to do.
Thanks, guys. So the 3 planks of our platform are to keep connected, stay involved, and grow IESE. So let's go on to grow IESE. What does that mean? I think if you listen carefully to Carl, we have a very similar sentiment into what we think the vision for the future of IESE is, in terms of it being a really global school, one of the best institutions in the world, and a household name that we can be proud of for the rest of our lives. And so being able to grow IESE, sure, we all know that it's a top 10 school, we know that it has the 80% diversity, we know that it's a world-class academic institution, but what's missing? And what's missing is that connection to the rest of the world. We need to let the rest of the world in on our little secret here. So one of the planks of this is going to be staying strong with our reputation and our relations at home. So Spain is the home market, and we need to make sure that our team represents Spain, that they participate actively here on campus with the professors, with the local press, with the local media, and the companies and institutions that support this school. But we also need to make sure that we take this brand and connect it to North America and Asia, which are growing for us. And our team represents those areas very strongly, and we want to take IESE back to our networks at home. When we start looking for candidates for positions within the companies we work, or those of our network, our friends, we want to mention IESE. When people are looking for educational opportunities, we want to mention IESE. When people are looking for research on a particular topic, we want to mention to them our alma mater. And finally, we want to work with admissions on their new initiatives as they work to grow the brand across the world. Recruitment is not an easy thing to do, and the better and more complete the picture of our incoming classes looks, the better the brand of IESE gets over time. And we can play a strong role in that. Right now, Jose Merced is working with the alumni office, with the admissions office, and we're making plans to work alongside them to make sure that each and every one of us takes the time to participate when asked. So we are happy to coordinate with the regional admissions officers. And when we call and ask for your help or ask for your support, what we're asking for you is to be there to speak with those prospective students, to do mock interviews, to go through and give them information, and help us figure out what are the best candidates, who do we want to represent IESE in the future. And so this is how we can grow the IESE brand together. Just because we're out of time, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. If there's 3 things that I want you to take away, one from each of our 3 topics, the keep connected, the stay involved, and the grow IESE. When we talk about keep connected, I want you to think about registering for your local alumni chapter. These guys have resources set up. We've already talked with them. They have a board of class presidents that already exists, and each class president that graduates joins it. We have resources earmarked for our class as well as for those regional chapters. And so what we're able to do is take the ideas and input that you have in terms of what kind of events we can create on a local basis, and we can actually make those events happen using the resources IESE has already set aside. The advisory panels, so when we're talking about staying involved, what a wonderful resume piece it would be to say that you're on the ESA Finance Industry Advisory Panel. And why shouldn't we create those panels and maintain them with ourselves and other alumni from our industry, and provide the feedback to clubs, provide the opportunities to those students who are interested in those areas. And that builds a name for us and a brand as well. And as far as growing ESA, I want you to think about the scholarship initiative that Student Council has started. And I know everyone's asking you for money all the time, and all we're trying to do right now is find a way to make some. But when we think about what control we have as a class over the type of school that ESA becomes, being able to go out and select a potential candidate and invite them to ESA and provide them with the financial means that they might not otherwise have in order to do this great thing for their career, as well as become a member of our community, that's something that we can really be proud of going forward. So of those three things, I think I'd like you to think about where you stand on those and if those are something that you can get behind. No matter what happens with this election, I just want you to know that through these and other initiatives, that we, all of us here, will be in the background, and we'll be working to grow ESA, to keep you connected, to help you stay involved. And that's because we are, and we always will be, the class of 2014 forever.